Spoiler alert, I will be discussing challenges from the quest in each of these episodes. If you haven't seen it yet, then you need to get yourself to abc.com or Hulu or iTunes or anywhere else you feel comfortable streaming it because this show is incredibly awesome. I love celebrating humanity. Sorry, got a little excited there. With that in mind, this begins a series of videos where I will cleverly break down the challenges in the quest and determine exercises that you could use to train up for these challenges should you be chosen by the fates. Without further ado, let us review the first challenge, the Scorpion. A Scorpion is basically a giant crossbow. The 12 contestants were divided into 4 teams of 3 and told that they had to have one player in the tower to give directions, and while the rest of the team with loaded arrows to fire the Scorpion over a wall into an enemy scarecrow army while being bombarded with cannons. Excellent. The Scorpion was a Roman military piece that was known for its precision and power and could shoot up to 4 bolts per minute, but I assume the Romans kept their arrows right next to the machine. The contestants had to sprint to their arrows and back while another contestant stooped to move and aim the Scorpion. In order to complete the challenge, you had to bend and move this heavy artillery equipment. It's a quick burst of energy because you do not have to hold the Scorpion up for a long time, but you have to be fast and you have to be able to repeat the motion a lot. Adrian and Bonnie were my favorites in this challenge because mainly they had really good attitudes. They were just having a ton of fun and it made you want to do it too. But if you did, would you train for it? Alright, so for exercises, I usually like breaking the flat plane of exercise. And the flat plane of exercise are the typical exercises you've heard about in high school. You know, like bicep curls and tricep extensions. They're great for building strength, but only for those particular movements. It's much better to break the flat plane and do more realistic movements. Like if you're going to do a bicep curl, why not just go all the way up? Just finish it off. Do like a more natural movement. It's the same principle for why football players don't just work out in a gym. They actually go and push stuff across the field. So if you're reenacting what you're trying to do, it's more likely to build strength for the activity you want to do later than if you were just to do a flat playing thing with dumbbells and everything. So with that said, we're going to start with a basic squat for the beginners. Beginners, you need to have the basic squat down because it is the core of all strength exercises. And if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to do this exercise I've made up for you because it's going to require you to trust your hamstrings to catch you while you're bending down and going out, and plus it'll protect your back if you trust your hamstrings to catch you. Basic squat, you're going to be standing about hips width or a little bit wider apart. Your feet are going to be turned at 45 degrees angles. You're going to sit down like you're sitting back in a chair and come right back up. You don't have to go down that far if you're brand new at this. Just this will do something. Trust me, it'll do something. But if you're a little more advanced, if you're one of my advanced players, trying to get your rear all the way down to your heels works too, but you got to remember to keep a nice upright position. I don't want to see any of this. No knees over the toes. That's going to totally ruin your knees. When you're doing a squat, you want to make sure you're sitting back and you're sitting up tall, just like that. Knees not over the toes, up and tall. Okay. So once you kind of get used to sitting low and getting your hips down and letting your hamstrings catch you, this is another good exercise you can use. And I use this to incorporate the Scorpion movement. When they were doing the Scorpion, they were reaching down, grabbing the little handle here, and kind of shifting it. It was a quick burst of energy, lots of movement, and it's also a little bit dangerous. I feel like I am very protective of my back because I have a bad back, and if you're bending like this a lot to move something that's heavy, it's going to really strain that lower part if you don't have a strong core. So I kind of developed this exercise to help train for that. That kind of teaches you how to keep your core nice and strong while strengthening the arm muscles for moving such big heavy equipment. Before using a weight, because you should always start a new movement before you have any weights, so that way it's a little more safe, you're going to put yourself in a nice lunge position. 1 foot forward and bent, 1 leg back and straight. You're going to go reach down as if to touch your toe. You want to keep your body nice and long to your leg and up your torso, like you're picking up something. You're going to reach up, extend back, stand up, shift over, put it down. Then you can do the same thing. Stretch back, shift over, put it down. Once you get more comfortable with this movement, you're ready to start using a weight. But don't start using it until you feel like you're keeping your abs nice and tight the whole time. You're using a weight, sit that, to do. And this motion, going to work your triceps. It's going to help you learn how to protect that core, so that way your back is happy. Because I don't know about you, I know a lot of geeks. We don't have very strong cores. And if you're going to go on the Fates Challenge, you want to make sure your core is happy. Otherwise, you're going to leave Everrealm with a very bad back. Fates Challenge! I love the Fates Challenges. They were so cool and fun. And, you know, it was just really awesome to see, like, mist and the player being dissolved and then becoming like a ghost paladin, and it was really fun and really scary and kind of, you know, really ethereal in the feeling of it. But, you know, I hope that just doesn't become boring, because it was really, really awesome. This challenge involved bows and arrows, but that's going to happen in the next challenge, so I'm going to wait till the next video to cover how we could train for that. And yeah, I hope you all had as much fun as I did. All right, quest on, guys. See ya. Right, and that's it for that challenge. Woohoo! You're still filming me. Spoiler alert! I will be discussing challenges from the TV show The Quest, and I'm not going to do this part. Save me! I'm not ready yet.
Too late. You must be ready.
No, I'm not ready.
Right now.
I'm not ready.
Close up. Close up.
Bleh, bleh, bleh. Let me start over. Cleverly.
Oh no.
It's a little more comfortable. I can be like, woohoo! I'm gonna come up close. Is this too close? Is this too much? Yay, I did it! The end.